In 1962, a Texan retired race driver, Carroll Shelby, thought about putting a massive V8 in a super lightweight sports car to create the perfect sports car for everyone to drive and to enjoy on the road and on the track at the same time. And of course, the result of this beautiful master plan is legendary, the one, the only, the Shelby Cobra. A beautiful open top two-seater, very extremely lightweight sports car with a massive V8 from Ford Motor Company from the time. And the car looks absolutely stunning. So let's explore it together. Let's talk about the specs. Let's drive it and let's have so much fun. Well, the story behind the Shelby Cobra actually is very simple. Shelby, or Carroll Shelby, he wanted a lightweight sports car with a great chassis. So he turned to our little friends in the heart of England, AC, with their latest creation, the Ace, which was an absolutely beautiful car. So he contacted them to supply their car so he can start working on it. And the first thing they did at Shelby's, well, they actually stiffened up the chassis, they modified it to receive that massive engine and so it can actually cope with that huge amount of power. They installed better suspension, better brakes, better tires, better everything to make it absolutely perfect for the road and for the track at the same time, and the results are absolutely stunning. The car was extremely lightweight, it was extremely agile, it was extremely powerful and fast, and that's my favorite version ever of the car, which is the 427 Shelby Cobra. Now, of course, the Shelby Cobra came in many versions. There was a small V8, there was a medium-sized V8, and there was a massive engine, which was the 427, my favorite version. Also, there are other different versions. Like there was a fully on racing car, which was only for the track. There was a semi-competition, the SC, which is semi-competition version, and the car that you are seeing in front of you was actually inspired by the SC version, the semi-competition, which is my favorite, all-time favorite version of the Shelby Cobra, because it's still a road car. You can drive it on the road legally, but it's actually like a tuned down race car. So you still get the 427 big block Ford racing engine, you still get the 4-speed manual racing gearbox, you still get everything, the best brakes, the best suspension, the best tires. So it is like the best version. You still get the side pipes and everything, which is absolutely crazy. This car is an absolute legend, and I'm more than honored to create a replica of this legendary beast. Now, as you can see, when this thing came into life, it was basically a super lightweight car, only weighed around 1,000 kilos with around 400 horsepower. I mean, can you imagine putting a 400 horsepower in a 1,000 kilogram car? And well, the result of that at first was catastrophic. As you can see, even Shelby himself actually spun out a couple of times. And well, Ken Miles, the legendary racing driver at the time, he actually crashed one of those cars, unfortunately, because it was so agile. You have to be a proper racing driver, you have to be a proper driver so you can actually push this thing to its limits. And even in BeamNG, because what I did here is I took every single possible number in real life, suspension, brakes, engine power, everything. I took it and I applied it in automation so I can create this beast, and the results in BeamNG are absolutely crazy. Like, this thing is so agile, so sensitive, like there is no forgiveness whatsoever. A little mistake and it will bite you like a real cobra. So you have to be a proper driver so you can actually enjoy this thing and drive it really hard. And I really had so much fun creating this thing. So as you can see, as I mentioned before, I went with the 427 version, which is like my favorite all-time engine from Ford, which was a big block Ford single 4-barrel carburetor, old school overhead valve, 365 horsepower in this 1965 version, a 4-speed manual gearbox, rear-wheel drive, obviously, disc brakes all around, perfect suspension, double wishbone front and rear, racing tires basically, or semi-slick tires. I went with those tires to make it actually grip, because any other tire option, well, good luck controlling it. I mean, really good luck even controlling it with those semi-slick tires. This thing is so agile and so beautiful looking car. It's just absolutely sweet. And at the time, this thing actually dominated the racetracks. This thing dominated everything on the racetrack. This thing won so many championships, national championships in America. This thing dominated everyone on the racetrack. No other car came close to this thing when it comes to acceleration, when it comes to braking, when it comes to handling. No other car ever came close to this one at the time on the track or even on the road. I mean, back then, this thing accelerated from 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. Can you imagine in 1965, 4.5 seconds from 0 to 100, top speed around 200 miles per hour. This thing was crazy. No one ever experienced such a monster. People were drooling to get their hands on these cars, so they are extremely rare, as you can see. And that, of course, bolted on a great relationship between Shelby and Ford that spun amazing futuristic cars after this one, which is like the GT40 and many other amazing cars like the Mustang Shelby GT350 and much more. I mean, what a history. Watching the documentary, listening to Mr. Carroll Shelby himself explaining everything, all the races and everything they did back then to make this thing possible, it is just amazing. Like, in the 60s, it was just the right time at the right moment. Like, this car came at the right time at the right moment, because when the 70s came into life, well, a lot of regulations came into the play, like emission regulations and all of that nonsense. And well, Mr. Carroll Shelby himself will actually retired before the 70s because he just didn't want to see his beloved cars being killed by emission regulations. So the Cobra lived on in the hearts and the minds of car enthusiasts, like Shelby enthusiasts. They love this car, they drool over it. Everyone dreams about owning one, driving one, or even seeing one, because it is so special, really absolutely special. And I am more than honored to have this thing around in automation and in BeamNG.Drive, so I can drive it, so I can look at it, and so I can remember the amazing history behind this amazing beast. And I really hope that you will enjoy seeing this thing ripping the track right now on BeamNG.Drive. So let's go, let's head to BeamNG, let's drive this thing, and well, God be with us, because I really don't want to crash this thing. So let's move on and see what's what. And that is all, my friends, for the 1965 Shelby 427 Cobra Replica in Automation Game. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. So don't forget to tell me what do you think about the car in the comments section below. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, hit it really hard, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and of course don't forget to hit that notification bell button so you can get notified when I release a new video on our YouTube channel. So that's pretty much it. Big thanks to Mr. Kimmy Boy for the awesome inspiration, and big thanks for every single one of you guys for watching. And of course, if you want to download this awesome car to your BeamNG.Drive game, the link in the description below for my Patreon page. Just become a patron and you can download it, plus all of my other awesome legendary replicated cars in the past, Ferraris, Porsches, and much more. All of these things are on my Patreon page, the link in the description below. Also, you can become a VIP member, you can create your own awesome challenge on our BN channel. All of these things are on my Patreon page. So That's pretty much it. Big thanks also to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much from all of my heart for supporting me and making everything possible. And I will see you very, very soon, my friends. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye and good night for all of you, my friends.